But sometimes if you don't be thankful and you don't pause, God will cause you to pause. And God will cause you to sit and humble yourself and realize, man, I used to pray for this, and now this is in my life every single day.
Right.
I used to pray to be here. I used to want to be here, and now I'm here.
Yeah. And which is interesting.
Yeah. I need a calmer to talk. Stack it up and then I put it all in the vault. I'm limping around this bit like Red Fox, but I'm not, cause a young nigga gotta keep the gun when I walk.
So what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the podcast, Conversations. Now, if this is your first time tuning into the podcast, it has two meanings, Conversations. The first meaning is this: we live in a world where everybody try and put us in a box. And they try and say, okay, you just this, and if you this, you can't be this. Mm-hmm. So if you a fashion model, you can't be an entrepreneur or a humanitarian, somebody that care about your community. Or if you an Instagram person, you can't be, an intellectual. Mm-hmm. Everybody try and put you in a box. So we embracing the commas in our lives. Mm. The other comma is this: we trying to get at $1. We try and get to this money.
Absolutely.
Because we live in a world where sometimes the key to your freedom is being able to produce off of your goals and the things that you love. And like the saying goes, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So we bring guests on the podcast that try and help the viewers and the listeners get to where it is that they trying to be in their life. Now today, the guest that we have, an actress, a model, an entrepreneur, an icon, a Philly legend. Today we got Summer Eve. How are you doing, sis?
I'm blessed and fortunate. One more day above ground. We always winning.
Real talk.
Always winning, right?
Yep. But how you been? What's going on with you lately?
I've been good. Just working on different adventures, honestly speaking, different projects. I will say modeling has allowed me to open up additional doors that I just would have never thought, in a sense. You know what I mean? But it's been a nice experience, and it has been a nice experience. Yeah. And there's so much more to come. So I'm excited. Yeah. Excited about the ride.
So take me back to the very beginning. Mm-hmm. How did you get into modeling?
So I started probably back in 2020. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of by chance, funny enough, because I always loved photography. I'm not a photographer, but I like taking pictures. So I didn't mind always taking pictures of myself. I had plenty of that in my phone. Yeah. And just one particular day, getting my hair braided. Her husband at the time was there, and he asked me, he seen some pictures I took for my birthday. Yeah. And he asked who took them. I said, a friend of mine just took them by chance in her phone. So he's a photographer. He said, well, you think maybe if you have the time, you might want to take some pictures. I didn't think nothing of it. I wasn't gonna argue with that. I said, yeah, why not? Let's try it. And so I took a few pictures. I liked how it turned out. It was the earlier stages. But what it did for me in that particular situation was it allowed me to realize that that's one of my creative mediums that I wasn't even aware of. Yeah. For one. And two, I was wearing my own clothing. So, and I've always had my own style, my own flair of how I like to dress, put myself together. Yeah. And so I've always
fly. Every time I see sis, she throwing it on. You feel me, Mrs. Throw It On.
It's real light.
Yeah. Nah, but listen, she be throwing it on.
It's light, but it was a form of expression. Yeah. For myself, honestly speaking. So allowing myself the opportunity to wear clothing the way I felt comfortable in. Yeah. And then allowing the opportunity to have the photographs, things like that as well. Yeah. It kind of opened up new doors for me as far as looking at things in a different light. Yeah. And it just kind of excelled from that point, from photography to fashion shows, to now acting. So a variation of a lot of different little projects, even music videos as of recently too.
Yeah. No, I saw that. I saw you in the music videos. Yes. So this was my question that I was so excited to ask you. And I feel like I should save it, but nah, we just gonna right out the gate because I've been looking forward to asking this question, right? When you have the opportunity to do so many projects, right? You do the the fashion shows, being in people's music videos, you know, all the different things that you have going on. How do you determine which project is right for you and which project is not?
I will say in the early stages of, especially when it came to fashion shows and things like that, it was just trying to get more an awareness of how it all works, the operational portion of it. And that was kind of through trial and error. You go through a few, you say, oh, you know what? I like this fashion show. I like how they orchestrate certain things, and you learn from it, whether it was good or bad for that matter. And then same as well when you have bad experiences with it as well. So then you kind of know, or you're able to make a determination of which one works better for you, which one is best suited for you. So that really is at times a trial and error. When it comes to some of the music videos and things like that as well, I've had the opportunity of people just kind of reaching out to me, want to be a part of it. And then, of course, you know, kind of seeing how their platform is. I don't mind being a part of it. You know, so
you feel like you gotta feel like you like what it is that they doing, kind of like if you know.
Well, because in some ways, you know, I'm representing it, I'm in it, you know, and so it's how you represent yourself and how you want to be perceived as well. You know, so you have to be somewhat mindful of what you're doing and what projects you are taking part of, being you know, a participant in. So
has there ever been a time where you were offered an opportunity to do something that was like, all right, you know, thank you for the opportunity, but that, you know, I'm gonna have to pass on that?
Yeah, actually it has been, especially when it comes to, as of recently, being part of any kind of series or any parts of any kind of movies or anything in that regard. I've had opportunities where people present certain things to me, and maybe if I see the script or some of the things they want me to portray or be a part of, kind of goes against how I operate movie right? And so I'm not, I mean, it's well written. Right? I can see it, but I can't see it for myself. Right.
As an artist, you have to feel a certain level of connection and passion, you know what I mean, with the project. And I think when we all are starting out, we're just excited to be in the game at all. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, whatever it is, whatever opportunity, I'm ready to just go at it. But once you get to a certain level, it's like, okay, now I got to see what's right for me. You know, where can I fit in best to be the most productive?
Absolutely. Because if you always constantly pick for whatever is presented to you, you may pick the wrong things, and then you're portrayed a certain way. Right? And that could be positive, that could be negative. But most of the time, in most cases, it's something negative. And so you have to be kind of mindful, because once you set the precedence for that, you
kind of stuck in there. You kind of pigeonhole. Like, we all have seen actors or actresses in a movie, and they're forever that character.
Which is it's so ironic, and it's so funny, because sometimes, and then don't play it very well either. Because it's like, we can't see you as nothing else. That itself, that's a problem, right? So you want to have the flexibility to have the freedom of creativity, to be seen in different lights. But it also helps to train you in different ways as well. You know, to stretch yourself, to see how far you're able to push yourself in positions that you never thought. You know, and so now just having small opportunities here and there, that's now have in some ways made me realize that I want a different directional pull from it. You know what I mean? Because or a different light in the sense of conversations, topics that you want to discuss. You know, especially being an African American woman.
So as just one conversation that we had before is the power of having a team and collaborating with people and working together. And I think that a lot of the downfall as African Americans, sometimes we start things up and we feel like we have to be the front and center stage of everything.
That's very true.
And we should be the front and center stage of our lives. You know what I mean? Like, we not to like demean or say like, oh, you're not important. Because I do think that you should be the front and center of your own life.
Absolutely.
But understanding that a good collaboration, everybody is benefiting. Everybody's being a superstar in their own lane. It's not about I'm in front and you're behind. You might be the superstar model, and I'm crushing shit on the camera.
Right.
You feel me? I'm nasty with the camera. Pop, 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 pop. And you a superstar model. Just because I'm not in front of the camera doesn't mean that I'm not shining in my own lane.
True.
I'm going crazy in my lane.
So true.
You know what I mean? But so are you.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And it's so funny because, as you were saying, everybody have these titles and they stay within those specific boxes. But there's never a one-man band, right? We all cohesively work together, right, to see the bigger picture. As well, I believe it should be. Yeah. And when it comes to any interaction engagements for any project is concerned, everybody plays a particular part. Yeah. Right. And so I've had the opportunities to work, even if it's with fashion shows or different projects, in regards to series or any movies and things like that, to work with wonderful characters that work with each other. They help you, give you input, with mentorships, or dealing with the photographers who are excellent. I've had some really excellent photographers to work with. Blessings on blessings in regards to that. But in its entirety, you have to have a team that you work with and know that you're not doing it alone by yourself. That makes no sense to think that. Yeah.
And it can get lonely when you're doing it by yourself too.
Yes, it can.
It's all about having an accountability. Somebody like iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
I love that term. Yeah. And it's so true.
Yeah. But I love us at the end of the day. I love us. Like, we be so hard on Black businesses sometimes. Right. But when you look at the fact that just in our history in America, like, we've been given so little and then taken that little and flipped it and turned it into something that shakes the whole world.
So true.
You know what I mean?
We've contributed in a large way. Yeah. In so many different ways. Yeah. And then every aspect of from acting to sports to music, we contribute largely. Yeah. Past, present, and future. Yeah. Right. So we do bring a lot of flavor and color. Yup. To the world. Yeah. Substantially.
We do. And you see when you travel how much sometimes when we get incubated in America, we're so used to how we're perceived in America. Right. But when you start to travel and you go to other countries, or you just talk to people that come from other countries, you realize how the culture that Black America creates really gets sprouted out to the entire world. Right. So they worry, like, people somewhere in Nigeria worried about what Kendrick Lamar is doing. You know what I mean? Or J. Cole is doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't matter where you go in this world. Yes. Our culture has penetrated, the entire world. Yeah. So sometimes we got to put some respect on ourselves. You feel me? Put some respect on ourselves. Because so many times we have conversations like, this is what's wrong with the Black community and Black business. And like, there are things that we can sharpen up. But at the end of the day, nobody does it like we do it. Nobody does it like
and I agree. And I agree. And honestly, that's something else that I look at in life in general, even from individual standpoints, right? You strive for a lot, right? Yeah. You want to be the best in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? And you're working towards that goal overall, correct? But if you don't take the time to acknowledge areas where you have succeeded, have flourished, grown, matured, you'll never truly appreciate the success you'll gain and receive once you get to every part of life you're trying to get to. Yeah. You have to appreciate those baby steps. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's so important.
We're always concerned about the next thing.
I know.
I like, even in my life lately, it's been like a reflection point, because the things that I used to say, I'm going to be happy once I just get here. I've achieved a lot of those things. And now in my mindset, I'm on to the next thing. I'm like, all right, this is what I got to get after this. Right. But sometimes if you don't be thankful and you don't pause, God will cause you to pause. And God will cause you to sit and humble yourself and realize, man, I used to pray for this, and now this is in my life every single day. Right. I used to pray to be here. I used to want to be here, and now I'm here.
Yeah. And which is interesting, because it doesn't really always make a lot of sense as to why you ask for so much. You're given what it is that you ask of. Yeah. But you don't really appreciate it in that moment that you receive it. Yeah. It's like, what's the next following thing afterwards? Yeah. Like, take the time to sit in that.
And just celebrate it. And celebrate small things.
Okay.
celebrate small things. Like it was a video that I made the other day, and I was talking about the power of like your tongue and your words and the things that you say.
Very true.
If you constantly are telling yourself, man, I got to get to the next thing. Man, I got to get to the next thing.
Right.
Excuse me, I got to edit that joint out. Coffee.
It hit you differently, right?
It'd be different.
That part.
Yeah. But if you're constantly like, man, I got to get to the next thing. I'm going to be happy when I get this. Flip that sentence around and just say, yo, I'm so happy and blessed to have the things that I have.
Yes.
And I can't wait for God to give me more. I can't wait for, I'm going to be so much more blessed when I get more. But thank you, God, for everything that I've had. Because if you looking at somebody else's plate, always, somebody going to come and eat off your plate. You constantly worried about the next person.
And that's another thing I don't quite understand in general, right? When it comes to just people in general, not just our culture. Why are you always comparing yourself to someone else's season?
Yeah.
Their season is at that moment. It may not be at yours.
Right.
And when it is your time, it will be your time.
Right.
And you will flourish in your time.
Yeah.
So the comparisons, the jealousies, any of those unnatural ways of interacting and engaging with people because they're in their win season doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer, and I think I have so many different sayings in general, but one of my favorites is we winning. We winning.
You always say that too.
We
like,
winning.
What's going on, sis? Hey, we winning.
We winning.
We winning.
We winning.
Yep.
Yeah. If you think that way, you always will be in the forefront.
Yeah.
Never in the back, in behind or in the back. In other words, think positively, even at times when things aren't really working in your favor.
Yeah.
It's still a win because you woke up to see the day.
Yep. Yep.
So you have the opportunities to change it. Life is about choices.
You can always change your condition.
Yeah. Well, it starts with you changing your mind frame. Think differently and you'll be different.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
So important.
Gotta think the best thoughts.
Yeah.
Man. Dropping jets. Sis came on the podcast and blew this shit up today. She man, we going viral. I can't wait to drop these clips out. Yo, these 1 minute clips is about to go crazy. Yo.
Clip on clip.
Clip on clip. Yo, clips. A full clip. Ooh, with a ladder on it.
Come on, you better.
with a ladder on it. Clips. Yo.
Ready. Off the ready.
Yo. So, for somebody who is trying to get into the modeling game,
yes,
what would be they just ground floor, ground level.
Yes.
They want to do it. They don't know where to start. What's your advice to that person?
First, believe in yourself that you can do it. First, realize that you have the capabilities of being something that you would never have thought that you could possibly be.
Yeah.
Don't allow for anybody to tell you that you don't meet the mark. You make the mark. You belong in the room, period.
Yeah.
So if you come in there with that perception of who you are as a person, that you have value, meaning you belong, nobody can ever tell you anything differently. Yeah. And that's really where it stems from, the confidence, right? To know that I could do it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because all too often I've come across moments where...
My bad.
You're fine. They'll tell you how you don't fit in. You know what I mean? You don't meet the mold, right? But what is the mold? Who created that?
Yeah, who set that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So modeling is an expression of who you are, what you think, beauty is. So representing the best way that you feel represents you.
About yourself, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, believe in yourself.
Oh, number one.
Believe in yourself. Have that self-belief. You gotta be self-confident.
Have to be.
You gotta walk in the room like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah. I'm here. I belong. I have meaning. I have purpose. I have value. I contribute to the world.
Yeah.
Substantially.
Yeah.
In my own way. Yes.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
Hey guys,
it's Alicia Holland here, the owner of Happily Naturally Me, where you can get all of your fabulous skincare products to help you boost your confidence, especially since we're going into this new season, making sure that your skin is absolutely fabulous. And this is our shea butter lavender soap. You definitely want to grab you some of this. It sells out pretty fast, so make sure that you guys grab it, stock up, and then make sure you're also pairing it with one of our whipped shea butters so you can stay moisturized throughout this fall. All right, guys, go to happilynaturallymE.com and shop today.
My goal,
I know it.
My goal with this podcast, like you said, what's the goal?
Yeah.
I want to first get my stuff monetized. I want to get my YouTube monetized. And right now, I'm just organically growing it. Like, I'm just putting in the time to just organically do it. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get to have my friend come here. We right at the crib with it.
Chilling.
You feel me? Chilling, set everything up. I get to have my friend come here.
That's
and
right.
an authentic conversation that we would just have over the phone.
Right.
Now it's here and it's recorded and it can bless other people and other people can hear from it.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm just enjoying doing it. You know what I mean? Like doing it from letting it grow authentically from a place of love.
Yeah.
Because so much media is like clickbaity and like toxic and like,
I know.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or you get the other side of it,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, especially in the Black community, the other side of it is like the hotep shit. You know what I mean? Like
okay, explain that one.
Like the
What's
other
that?
side of it is like the content creators who are like not even into conspiracy theories, because I can't say it's conspiracy theories, but it's like it gets so black that it's unrelatable. You know what I mean? Like everything that's like, oh yeah, that's what you said? Okay, well yeah, that's why you see the Black woman is the blah 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 blah, or you know, it's all this fatherlessness, or it's all this, see, in the baby mother culture, you know what I mean? It goes to like, now it's so fucking, it's not even relatable.
Yeah.
Or not even relatable, like,
Yeah.
or like
it's diluted. It's diluted.
It gets that, or it's just like the people that got a stat for everything. Cause like me, I read a lot. I read Dr. Claude Anderson. I read the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I got Dr. Umar Johnson book. I even read the new people that's on the scene with the conscious stuff. But it sometimes when you so super Black conscious militant all the time, it don't connect with the grassroots people. Because people walking down the street not worried about all that, man.
That's
like
true.
they're not worried about what happened in ancient Egypt and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I can go like stat for stat with the best of them because I spent so many years like trying to find out just who I was as a Black person, and I'm biracial. So like sometimes you gotta delve even deeper to understand like what's the history of like the Black community. So but it's certain people got a stat for everything. They got a historical fact for everything. They got a thing for everything. And then it becomes like like when I used to do interviews with people and we talk about like Black business, I come in like, well, you know, the Black dollar only circulates for 4 hours in the community. Now the Asian dollar circulates for almost 24 days. The Jewish one circulates for 40 days. See, we gotta stop spending money at these Asian communities,
right?
And the corner stores and the pocket stores. We gotta stop spending our money And I used to be on that type of time, and it would just turn everybody off. Like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
see, it wasn't the fact that your information wasn't not good information. It was good information.
It's good information.
But I think that it was just, you know how you put too much down somebody's throat all at once?
Yeah.
Small increments is the best.
Yeah.
And to read the room. I always say read the room, right?
Gotta read the room.
Once a person is like, okay, I'm interested in what you're saying.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, okay, he won't let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's riding.
He gotta keep
beating the hell out the horse.
See
right?
what the problem in the community is. And it's like, yo, that's why I'm trying to find a nice little niche.
Medium.
Because on the internet, it's like, it goes crazy to the left of like super blackity black, which is cool because that's all good information that our community needs. But it's like you said, you can't, people have to perceive you as being a regular person. You know what I mean? People have to perceive you as being normal to be able to like palate that information. It can't be so aggressive and abrasive in people's minds. You know what I mean?
I agree. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
But then also you want to reach all audience.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to reach just one particular culture.
Right.
Right? Because believe it or not, there's other cultures that believe the same, right? Have the same similarities of thoughts and, well wishes in regards to all cultures for that matter, right? So you don't want to never perceive to be on one side versus the other. You know what I mean? So you should always allow yourself for that balance between the two.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I say read the room, you know, or know when to hold, know when to fold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yup.
That part.
Like when I used to do my media, it would be super like, that aggressive, abrasive, like this is what we gotta do. This was wrong with the white man. This was wrong with the black community, and we gotta. But
right.
You're only gonna reach a certain demographic of people with that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the rest of people that might watch, they automatically label you in a certain demographic because you're speaking like that, because you come in with that aggressive, and then on top of that, your platform's gonna get deplatformed. I done got demonetized so many times because
you want time out.
I'm on my third podcast right now because I would build up a platform and a following, and I wouldn't, like you said, read the fucking room of what's going on. Like my Instagram, I built my Instagram up to like 10, 15,000, and then they'd be like, yeah, we're going to shut that out. We're going to shut that down because I'll be on there talking crazy. I'll be on there talking
That's a hard lesson
crazy.
Learned. That's a hard lesson learned.
It would be real information.
Right.
But it's like, yo, this nigga's tripping. Like, it's real information, but it's how you deliver the information. So I'm trying to get a nice little, with this podcast, I'm trying to get a nice little niche of like, let's be real and palatable.
Yes.
And be able to hit all demographics. But at the same time, let's bring the real information that's going to actually help with somebody's life.
I agree.
Because somebody that's trying to get into modeling, hearing you say, yo, you gotta believe in yourself.
Yes.
You gotta push, you know what I mean? As a black person, as a black woman, you gotta believe in yourself and know that you belong in the room. That right there might help somebody more than every statistic that you could throw at them in the world.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Because all too often it's all about the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah.
And it's all about the stats, right?
Yeah.
Meet this, meet that. And you can meet all those things and all that come with time. But if you don't already believe in yourself, that's the challenge in itself, to be honest with you. So you got to believe in yourself. Know that you belong.
Yeah. I don't even know how I got on that tangent. I just went.
No, it's good, but it's a good medium.
But it's like, it's real. You know what I mean? It's real.
Yeah.
Like, you just, at the end of the day, you got to be a real person.
Yeah.
And really live in the society and look at people's actions. Because a lot of times people are online talking about, we going to do this and we going to do that and this is what we got to do. It's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out here. Everybody that comes out and says, oh, I'm trying to do something positive for the community, donate your money here. They ain't all doing what they say they're supposed to be doing. You got to look at people's track record and what they are actually out here doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's true.
Real.
So true. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I got on my soapbox.
Come on, now let's go. We got to hear it. Come on.
Yeah.
Real talk 101.
Yeah.
we in the building winning. Okay.
Winning.
One more day.
So this is the last segment I wanted to do with you. I want to do a little bonus round.
Nice.
Because I know you you a music connoisseur. You feel me? I know you be into the music. Because you in the music videos and whatnot. And I know you also a fashion connoisseur, you feel me, and a fashion icon in your own right.
Thank you.
So I want to say this, right? Top 5 off the top of your head, and it don't have to be in any particular order. Top 5 Philly fashion designers, or we can do Philly and I say this area, the East Coast. So whether it's Philly, New York, Baltimore, DC,
East Coast. I didn't think about that one. I've had the opportunity to walk for many different designers or boutique owners, from Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Philly, and New York as of right now, New Jersey as well. So off the top of my head, I can't really name a whole lot of them, which I have walked for quite a few. What I will say is the opportunities that I had the opportunities to walk for any of them was always an honor and a pleasure. Okay. And the reason was because they welcomed me with open arms. and they allowed the opportunity for me to represent their clothing in the best of my abilities to represent them.
Okay.
So it was always an honor to do that.
So we getting the politically correct one. she gave us the politically correct top 5. That's cool. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. All right. So how about this? What top 5 musical artists right now? Anywhere in the world. It don't have to be in Philly.
Well, I'm gonna just say the music I like to listen to is a variety of different kind of music.
Yeah.
I like R&B, I like hip hop, I like classic country, I like it all. But I do have that nice, ear for the hip hop in general. So, I like Pop Smoke. I like Nipsey Hussle.
Okay, yeah.
Rest
in peace.
Rick Ross, Big Boss in the house.
Yep. Okay.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Lil Wayne and them, that part.
Yep. Yo, Lil Wayne is
right?
having the career of every time that you think that Lil Wayne has just kind of chilled, he find a way to reinvent himself and still be Lil Wayne.
Oh my goodness. So just recently I just heard something where it's a collaboration with Rick Ross, Kevin Gates, and Lil Wayne.
Oh dang.
And it's called We Win.
Oh, okay.
So it thumps in the car.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
That's motivation.
Yeah.
Because I'm always saying we win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you can tell with somebody that's a public figure when they just truly being themselves.
Yes.
And Lil Wayne is one of those people. You can tell that from the time he was because he started in the music industry when he was 12 years old.
Oh wow.
Because he was with the Hot Boys and all that stuff.
Yes, I remember the Hot Boys.
You know what I mean? Birdman and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm,
He started in the music industry. He said,
yep.
I heard interviews where he was talking about, I used to go to shows and be on TV doing shows and stuff like that and then go right to school the next day. Where my song will be on the radio and I turn it up. I'm in the classroom because he was 12 years old.
That's crazy.
So
wow.
Yeah, he would jump
crazy.
right in the music industry. But to this day, he just so authentic. That's somebody I could say I look at and truly respect because now he does the sports commentating and does a lot of stuff in the sports world, but he truly authentic to himself.
Yeah, he'd be a person I wouldn't mind just sitting and talking with.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's coming from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Right? And so to start off that young, I didn't know he started off that young.
Yeah.
And to see himself grow to where he is, stardom.
Yeah.
Is amazing. And, it's just interesting because, like you said, he's going from the TV to the classroom.
Yep.
How was that experience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how do people treat you?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes people treat you differently when you have a little bit of notoriety.
Yeah.
It's not always in a good way.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It was interesting. And for him to stay humble.
Yeah.
And stay authentic
Still
and
humble.
real. Right?
Still humble. And all the people that came from his legacy. Because if there was no Lil Wayne, you don't have Drake. You don't have Nicki Minaj. You don't have Tiger.
Yeah.
You don't have it's a lot of people that you don't have.
Oh yeah.
But everybody that was on the Young Money roster, he jump started so many people's careers that we wouldn't have those people and those icons in the music industry if it wasn't for Lil Wayne. Yeah.
That's so true.
All right, so here we go. Since we talk about rap, since we talk about music, what's your top 5 MCs, whether it's MCs, rap, whatever. Top 5 rap artists of all time.
Oh, okay. Well, I love Tupac.
Okay.
Biggie Smalls.
Tupac go number 1, Biggie number 2.
I'm gonna say Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Because he was.
I like that.
You know
I
what?
like Nip as a number 3. I like Nip as a number 3.
Snoop Dogg, and I feel like Snoop Dogg was a very big influence on
people don't
Nipsey
give
Hussle.
Snoop Dogg his props. I think because Snoop is still here. You still see him. You know what I mean? He's still visible in everything to where when he's right in front of your face, you're so used to it that you don't realize what the impact he really had on hip hop is. Snoop Dogg changed the game in hip hop.
Big time.
It ain't no death row without Snoop Dogg. Even before Pac. There's no death row without Snoop Dogg. Right. That whole West Coast vibe of a ziggity dipped up the vibe. Rappers was not on that vibe
at all.
They was on. It was some straight New York. Straight, go to the store. I'm coming out to buy some more. It was that vibe. It was straight New York.
Right.
And even old, like, NWA, Ice-T, even though it was on a West Coast vibe, they still were kind of rapping with a New York flow.
Exactly.
And then Snoop Dogg comes out and he just...
Yeah, he's smooth with it. What? You know what I'm saying? That part, he had that...
About the divinity.
Hey, that part.
Dog. You're
I know, right?
A whole different vibe.
Come on now. Come on through.
Yeah, okay.
And so I like that, and I like that flavor in regards to that.
So Snoop in your top 5. I love that.
The legends got to be there.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make no sense, for them not to be. Like I said, I like Rick Ross. I like his flavor. I like how he approaches different things. And I love his ad libs and things like that too. Yeah. It's a variety of different rappers and R&B people that I like to listen to and enjoy. But I think, for me, I love the beat. So when that beat drop, I'm already with it, because I love that.
The producers definitely don't get enough credit.
Right?
Because you can have the hardest bars, but if it's on a whack beat, it's a whack
It's
song.
a hit and miss. Because you got to feel the rhythm, right?
Yeah,
and so it's got to really hit you. And then you like, oh, okay, hold up. And then the lyrics drop. And you're like, okay. And let it make some sense. You like,
Yup.
You vibing with it. So, I do appreciate a person that is able to be lyrically, inclined. Yeah. Where it really gravitate and grab your attention. Yeah. And it makes you think. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or it puts you in a place. Yeah. So,
Well, listen, to wrap it up, where can people follow you? Is there anything that you want to promote? Generally right now?
I'm working on this project with Samantha Thompson on Lick the Series Season 2. So that's coming up. I'll be working on that in November. But we've been doing different reads and things like that throughout. She is a phenomenal director. She's a pioneer in her own right. And I've had the opportunity to work with her. So, and it's nice to see a female in that position. Yeah. But I've had opportunities to work with also David May on Love Times Love and his YouTube series. And that's been a really cool experience.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching that.
Yeah, I like that. So we had the little experience of doing that. And it was improv.
Oh, it was improv?
It was improv.
Oh.
And give me the scenario and I just go with the flow.
It seemed like it was natural.
I know it.
Yeah, it seemed like it was natural. Because I was watching it. I'll be watching. I'm watching. When you put stuff out, I'll be checking it out.
Oh, I appreciate that.
On your page.
And it's so funny because, I'm putting it out there for the sense of, one, for me, right? Yeah. Always representation of myself, proud of what I'm able to do and achieve. And then, just to allow for acknowledgments and connections with other platforms and people. And so thank you. I appreciate you being a viewer and a supporter.
No, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Oh, man.
I'm a fan.
Oh, man.
Sure.
I appreciate that.
I'd definitely be checking it out. And it seemed like it was, like when you say it was improv, it makes sense. Because I'm like, when I see somebody act, I was in theater as a kid. I was a theater kid. I was doing all the plays and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
I like to watch people's facial features when they act.
Yes.
Because so much of like communication happens not with your words.
It's nonverbal.
It's nonverbal communication. So what's your face looking like? What's your body language looking like?
Right.
To me, that tells the story more than even the script.
Right.
So when when I'm looking at your scene that you were doing, I could cut the words off and mute it and still be tuned in with everything that's happening in the story. Because your body language is taking that across. Oh, she mad. She you feel me? She irked right now.
Well, I always say, stay on my good side. Amen?
Yeah.
And rub the right side of the bottom.
Yep.
Amen? So the right side come out. Yeah. But, so it was interesting. This is the funny thing about that scene. I had just met, basically both the director and the actor as well. And the connection sometimes you meet with a person is either instantaneous or just a hit and miss. Yeah. And I'll say that it was a connection off the top. Authentic. It wasn't like you had to, make it work. It just was, we vibing. For some reason we connect. And so we did a music video early in that day. And that was a really cool experience as well. And later on, so we did so much in one day. So we did that, and then later on that afternoon, we did the scene. So the director says, this.
I'm still listening to you. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So the director says to me, well, pretend as though, you've been standing out here for hours, waiting for him.
Yeah.
Waiting for his butt to get here. He done told you one place, and when he approaches, he's going to be talking about something else. So that already worked me up.
Right.
I'm hot,
you are
frustrated, irritated. You talking about some, what now? Because it don't take but a second. You can just get into the, I think we all had those moments, amen? Yeah. Dealing with people, amen? And so he come waltzing his happy stuff on up to me. I'm like, I know damn well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he's like, here she go.
Right.
Because he could tell I'm irritated. And it was like instantly, we just went into scene. It wasn't like we talked about it. It's just like I vibed off his energy.
Yup.
And he vibed off mine.
Yeah. And
I just went with the flow as though it was naturally like it was a situation.
Yeah.
And, but that opportunity is still allowed me to see how I really do enjoy it, more of an improv vibe, because for me it's more natural. I can just say what I'm saying, how I feel, and of course, just naturally I'm nonverbal anyway, so people can kind of pick up what I put down based off how my nonverbal skills are. Yeah, but it was a fun experience, and he was more experienced in general as far as his acting skills are concerned. And but it allowed so much help in regards to the feedback and forth with each other. So I've had the opportunity to work with some really good actors and actresses, and they give me tidbits and directions and motivation, and they've mentored me in a lot of different ways. And so a lot of these actors and actresses may have started off that way with me, but now they're really good, close friends that I would consider more as family than anything else.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
Just having those opportunities, you know what I mean? To connect with people on a deeper level, I should say, where it's not just business. Yeah. It's like I'm concerned about how you're doing, the well-being of your, the way you operate.
That's the best way to move. We can only get that connection from each other. You feel me? We gotta show love and connect with each other. That's amazing.
Yes. So
and care about the person, because like we said when we started this out, we all just trying to move and shake in our own lives. Yeah, we all just trying to make sure that we straight, that our families are straight. Yeah, you feel me? So
absolutely.
So that's amazing. Well, where can people follow you at?
Yes. So people can follow me at Summer_Eve36 on Instagram, and then Summer Eve on Facebook.
Okay. There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down.
Thank you for having me. We've been trying
for so long.
Forever.
It's amazing.
So we finally made it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I need a calm of the talk. Stack it up and then I put it all in the vault. I'm limping around this bit like Red Fox, but I'm not, cause a young nigga gotta keep the gun when I walk.